Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and or listening to the podcast, and welcome to my house. It's time for another ServiceNow Store highlights episode. That's SSH version 12022024. It's our first episode of December of 2024, and luckily it's the week after Thanksgiving, or the week of Thanksgiving. Yeah, the week after Thanksgiving, and we've got a very light episode of 22 updates, new releases, or removals from the ServiceNow Store. So let's see how that breaks down. We've got one compatibility update, 4 fixes, 1 ghost or removed application, 2 highlights, 9 minor updates, 3 new releases, and 2 release notes fails. So let's jump right in and check out those compatibility updates. Like I said, there's one, and that is Knowledge AI Assistant from TM Labs. Was updated to be compatible with either Washington or Xanadu. I can't remember which. Now, the minor updates also include some compatibility updates. There's just other things with the compatibility update that made them minor updates. So TM Labs Knowledge AI Assistant isn't the only compatibility update in this episode. We did have 4 fixes, 1 eCore, 1 EITSM Connect, Password Reset Desktop, and Service Graph Connector for GCP or Google Cloud Platform were all fixes for the purposes of this episode. There was 1 ghost application. Let's check on it, make sure it's still a ghost. It is. I suspected as much. It's from StackGuardian, and it's called StackGuardian, but don't worry, it'll reappear in the new releases because it looks like it's been replaced by a newer updated application. Oh, we'll come back to these highlights. Let's cover the minor updates first. First up on our minor updates is Audit Up, then Language Weaver Translation, Recorded Future for Security Incident Response and Threat Intelligence, Salesforce Integration Spoke, SAP Transport Integration, Service Operations Workspace Express List, Smartsheet SPM Integration, Standardized Pro Desktop Manager, and Turbonomic Actions. All were minor updates, but like I said earlier, some of those had compatibility updates to Washington and Xanadu. And then lastly, 2 release notes fails, both of these from ServiceNow, AIOps Experience and Service Operations Workspace ITOM apps. The release notes on these were exactly identical to the last release notes. I think there was just a bug or something and they forgot to update and said, hey, we fixed a bug. So it's a release notes fail because we don't know why they got updated, but I wouldn't be too concerned with those. And now let's jump into the new releases. We have 3 new releases, the first of which is from Dell Global VVs, Dell Technologies Digital Services Management with ServiceNow. And I meant digital, not digital. As a ServiceNow services partner, Dell Technologies elevates your implementation beyond the basics to gain the full benefits of automation, experience, and operations for your organizations. Key features on the functional side: consumer-grade personalized digital services marketplace experience and catalog, workflow and automation with end-to-end fulfillment, data-driven operations to unlock better visibility and enable AI insights/actions. On the technical side, employee center portal with outcome-based experiences, reimagine ITSM process and use of Integration Hub, API integration, and or IAC integration. I actually don't know what IAC means, so I'll have to look that one up. Discovery, service mapping, CMDB health, and more. Let's scroll up here. We don't have any screenshots. We've got 2 videos, and you're already watching a video or listening to a podcast, so we'll leave it to you to come back and check out this new application from Dell Global BV. The second new release for this episode is Noname Integration for AVR. Noname integrates with ServiceNow Application Vulnerability Response to help you discover, track, and remediate vulnerabilities in your APIs. Key features: track and manage vulnerabilities, accelerate remediation efforts, and gain visibility into API vulnerabilities. Luckily, they gave me that quick summary, but there's more text there if you wanted to go read more about what those 3 items are. We do have some screenshots. First one is good. It looks like it's Noname, and we're looking at the OWASP API Security Top 10 2023 list with some findings by severity and attacker groups for the last 30 days on the left-hand side. Next screenshot shows the ServiceNow AVR. Connect ServiceNow with Noname to quickly remediate vulnerabilities. And it's asking for a name, instance URL, username, and password. So this is configuration for setting up the integration. And the next screenshot is also configuration for setting up the integration. And then we're back to the original screenshot. So that is what's new from Noname Gate Incorporated. Our last new release for this episode, I told you it'd make another appearance. It's StackGuardian Spoke. Infrastructure as code on steroids is their tagline for this new application. The key features, workflow executions, design and automate deployment workflows on the StackGuardian platform directly from the ServiceNow interface, enabling efficient infrastructure management without leaving the platform. Stack executions, launch and execute stacks on the StackGuardian platform directly from ServiceNow, ensuring streamlined deployment processes and reducing manual intervention. There's a video there, but we do have some screenshots, so let's check out those. The first one looks like it might be in StackGuardian. I can't tell. Is that ServiceNow? But it's showing a dashboard basically for an overview and summary of the workflow, cost, policies, and cloud connectors checks in your organization. We've got cost checks health, security checks health, compliance checks health, and policy enforcement and workflow status. Next screenshot is ready to roll. Let's deploy your service, asking for a template. And I see a couple like web servers, an AWS full stack, and AWS web server in NGINX. And our next screenshot is showing workflows for Terraform AWS VPC stripped ESQ0. I don't know what actually I'm reading, but it's showing some a source, the latest status, workflow type, and the workflow runs. Next screenshot is a workflow in Flow Designer. I recognize that, showing a trigger and some actions for a workflow. And then there's the video that I'm not going to play because you're watching a video or listening to a podcast, and that is what's new from StackGuardian. We only have 2 highlights this week. Again, it's a light week, so it's going to be a fast episode. The first highlight is Platcore LMS Learning Management System updated to version 3.7.0. And in this version, they've introduced Xanadu support. Their target was Xanadu, Washington, D.C., and Vancouver. Like I said, more than one compatibility update for the episode. New course player interface, new simplified quiz player interface, new feature for managing course/language equivalencies in Course Builder, enhanced accessibility like 508 compliance updates to course/plan/quiz builders, update Thai/French/Italian/French Canadian/German/Finnish/Korean translations, and various bug fixes and UI improvements. Let's check out that second highlight for the week. It's going to be Quality Clouds, updated to version 11.0.0, and this version focuses on stabilization, bug fixes, and Xanadu capability, or compatibility, not capability. New features, Quality Center Beta, new Quality Clouds dedicated service portal where the developers can see the live check status and issues of their modified elements, as well as a list with all the Quality Clouds recommendations. Quality Clouds Copilot Beta, QC Copilot allows developers to AI generate recommendations to fix the current issues. And then under stabilization, they have some minor fixes on live check functionalities. The number of issues in quality gate status is retrieved now for live checks, ending with no issues or warnings. And that, everyone, is the entire abbreviated episode for this week. It's not abbreviated, it's just not a lot going on because it's technically the holidays, I guess. So let's summarize what you just saw or heard. 3 new releases, 2 highlights, 1 compatibility update, 9 minor update, 1 ghost or removed application that was replaced with a new release, so technically it's not really a ghost, 4 fixes, and 2 release notes fails. I hope you found this video or podcast helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share it with somebody who you think might be interested in what's new, what got updated, or what was removed from the ServiceNow store. And until next time, don't forget to always be learning.